Regret is a shadow that walks beside us, a whisper in the quiet moments, a weight that settles in the corners of the heart. It is the ghost of choices unmade, of paths left untaken, of words spoken too sharply or not spoken at all. To live is to know regret. It is the cost of awareness, the price of time moving forward without pause, without mercy. Regret tells us that we could have done better, that we should have known more, seen more, been more. It reminds us of moments where we faltered, where we hesitated when we should have leaped, or ran when we should have stayed. It is a cruel teacher, one that arrives only when the lesson can no longer be applied, and yet it is a teacher nonetheless. Many fear regret, and some will tell you to live without it, to cast it aside like an old coat, and move forward unburdened. But this is a lie, a fantasy meant to shield us from the truth. Regret is not something to be discarded. It is something to be understood. If you have regret, it means you care. It means you have a heart that feels, a mind that reflects, a soul that longs for something greater than itself. But here is where regret becomes dangerous, when we allow it to root itself too deeply, to define us. Regret can be a guide, but it must never be a home. If we dwell too long in the past, we become prisoners of moments that no longer exist. We replay the same scenes, searching for an escape that will never come, rewriting dialogues in our minds as if words spoken in memory could change the course of what has been. The truth, the brutal yet freeing truth, is that you cannot go back. You will never be that person again. The choices you made, the mistakes that haunt you, they belong to a version of yourself that no longer exists. And that is why regret, for all its weight, is not a life sentence. Because just as you are not who you were, you are also not yet who you will become. Let regret teach you, but do not let it consume you. Let it remind you of what matters, but do not let it steal your ability to move forward. The past is written, but the future is still yours. You will make mistakes again, new ones, different ones, but that is the nature of being human. If you listen, if you learn, you will not make the same ones. And that is growth. That is what it means to live. So, if you carry regret, do not run from it. Face it. Sit with it. Ask it what it has to teach you, and then, when you have learned all you can, let it go. Not as something erased, but as something accepted. You are not defined by the moments you regret. You are defined by what you do next. And here is the comfort, the truth that regret would have you forget. You are still here. You are still writing your story. The past may be unchangeable, but the future is not. And as long as you breathe, you have the power to shape it into something beautiful,